Today on an all-new Dr. Phil. Wild accusations from their daughter.
Allie was telling people that I shoved her downstairs, that I beat a kitten to death.
That I killed her cousin in a car wreck.
So what happened?
You touched a family friend on the butt.
I have many times, but pat on the butt, but never a squeeze.
That landed both parents behind bars.
You were accused of...
I did not do that, no.
If you didn't do it, why were you put in jail? Let's do it.
Good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. You know, every parent knows something that they don't like, but it's just reality. Children don't always tell the truth. What parent hasn't heard, I didn't do it, my brother did? Yes, I did eat all the lunch you packed for me. Everyone else failed the test too. And one of my all-time favorites, when a kid is caught red-handed, well, Dad said I could. In most cases, the adorable little liars just simply grow out of it. But what happens when they don't? Because when the kids get bigger, the lies get bigger, and the consequences can get a whole lot bigger. My guests, Ruth and Mike, say their 20-year-old daughter, Allie, didn't grow out of it, and in fact, it has gotten a whole lot worse. They say she's gone from fibbing about doing her homework to lying about pregnancies, miscarriages, and having a baby that died. Mike says she's also told people that he killed a kitten with a 2x4, and her very own mother killed her cousin in a car wreck. Take a look.
Allie tells lies to create drama, and nothing's off limits.
She says it's raining outside. We look out the window.
Allie's lied about being pregnant, having miscarriages, having babies, deaths in the family, being raped by multiple guys.
After she tells these stories, she'll tell people that it never happened. And then she could come back a few months later and say, no, it was true. You have to pick between the lines and figure out what the real truth is.
She said her aunt and uncle died in the Joplin, Missouri tornado, and that's not true. She said that her biological father was blind, had amnesia, and died a couple different times. That's not true.
Allie was telling people that I shoved her downstairs, caused her to lose a baby, had a miscarriage. Allie even told my pastor that I beat a kitten to death with a 2x4. I raise horses, I train horses. I would never hurt an animal of any kind.
Allie lives in a fantasy world, and she even said that I killed her cousin in a car wreck. That is craziness.
Everything Allie said was completely and absolute lies. None of those things happened whatsoever.
I have no idea why she comes up with these things. Allie needs to wake up before she destroys her life completely.
Well, it's not just her life that can be destroyed, because believe it or not, that's not the worst of it. Ruth and stepfather Mike say Allie's latest lies are so bad they have actually landed the two of them behind bars. Little did they know their world would be turned upside down. What happened next landed Ruth in jail and Mike charged with statutory rape in the 2nd degree. Take a look.
There's no end to the kind of things Allie will lie about. Allie was telling people that I was wrestling with her and touched her breast, that I was stalking her and watching her in the shower. I was completely blindsided. None of those things happened whatsoever.
Allie was punished for it, and she went to counseling. I thought that was the end of it.
2 years later, those lies came back to bite me again.
A friend of the family that was a minor texted a friend of hers saying that Mike tried to have sex with her. She also told him that Mike tried to pull her pants down. When I heard this, I was completely devastated.
Immediately, Allie jumped on the bandwagon, saying that I did similar things to her as well.
I filed a police report, and the Department of Family Services got involved.
It's just absolutely sickening. I was nowhere around when this person said this happened.
After I found out that Mike was innocent, I tried to retract the police report, but the damage was already done.
Allie was absolutely going on a smear campaign. She was calling detectives, embellishing every part of the story that she possibly could. Allie was telling people that I jumped on top of her. She said that I had taken her to Victoria's Secret and had her do a fashion show for me, which was ridiculous.
When Allie was questioned by the authorities, she told them that I tried to get her and the friend to change the story. I never told them to change their story. All I ever wanted was the truth. A few days later, I was charged with witness tampering and spent a day in jail. I was so furious and hurt.
Currently, I have attempted statutory rape charges over my head. I could still face up to 4 years in prison, fines, and be put on the sex offenders list for the rest of my life for bogus charges.
Okay, now that's a huge lie that has impacted both of you, but I want to put this in context. I want to backtrack a little bit because this didn't just come out of the blue. The truth is, this lying from her, even though she's not the one that made the statutory rape allegation, the lying from her has been going on for a long time, right?
Correct.
When did you first notice that she was fabricating things?
Back in 2012, that Mike was actually trying to do something to her through the window and watched her get out of the shower and send her some...
That was the first lie
Right.
that you ever noticed her
Right.
telling about anything?
Right.
Up until then,
yes. Mm-hmm.
just normal kind of, yeah, I did my homework kind of stuff.
Correct.
And this was 3 years ago, roughly.
Right.
Okay, and how long have you two been married?
For 3 years.
Huh.
Yes.
Since 2012.
Yeah.
Been together almost 5, though.
Yeah.
But about the time you got married is about the time she
Started having
started
issues.
It was
telling
right
lies.
before that time. I mean, almost immediately before, just a few months before that.
Yeah. So what has she lied about? Let's just take a look. I kind of put together an overview. Said she's been pregnant multiple times with different guys, which is not true.
No.
That she had a baby that died, had a hard time dealing with the loss, hard time on the birthday. So when she tells a lie, she doesn't just say, oh, had a baby that died.
She goes into
She
detail.
weaves the story in and out. Told can't carry a baby full time, will always miscarry. Bio dad doesn't want her because she's pregnant. Emailed random people baby pictures to a friend claiming her baby. Raped by multiple guys. You have no information that is true at all.
I believe that's
Stomach
not
pump because she drank too much. Brother OD'd on drugs and alcohol and is in ICU.
That's
Stepbrother died in drunk driving accident. She has a stepbrother.
She doesn't have a stepbrother.
Oh.
Her other father, her biological father is not married.
So she doesn't have a stepbrother.
No, she doesn't have a
So
stepbrother.
chances are he didn't die.
All right.
Okay. Male, female best friend passed away. Aunt, uncle died in the Joplin tornado.
Yeah.
Was there a tornado in Joplin?
There was a tornado in Joplin, and he had a best friend that actually died in the tornado.
She would take a story that's real and turn it into something of a wrong.
Okay, mother killed little cousin in a car accident.
Yeah.
So you supposedly had a cousin in the car.
Right. We were all
rolled the car.
on a family trip, but no accident happened.
Okay, she watched cousin die. Brother's girlfriend had a baby, and the baby died. Mike hurts her younger brother and sister. Mike killed a kitten with a 2x4. Mike locked her in the basement, hid her pain medication that she needed after a car accident that never happened.
Right.
So you hid pain medication she didn't have,
Right.
which she supposedly got for a car wreck that never happened.
Right.
You rat bastard.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike made her stand outside in the cold, threw water on her, pushed her downstairs to cause a miscarriage.
Right.
But she
Baby
wasn't
she never had.
pregnant.
And
Okay,
And
so
something never happened.
The first big accusation against you was a few years ago, saying that you were peeping at her and that you molested her.
right.
Then she recanted.
Right.
Right, because we took her to counseling.
To the counselors, to the whole family.
But then
and
when this
everybody.
other allegation came up from the family friend, then she said, no, actually that was
Right.
true.
Yep.
So she made the allegation, then recanted it, and then owned it again.
Right.
Well, Allie is here. Is this latest story the final lie that could land her stepfather behind bars? We're going to talk about all that when we come back.
Mike thinks that my plan all along was to put my mom in jail, which is stupid because I would never do that to my mom. I just felt like she was trying to bribe us.
It's all excuses.
I had no clue that my mom would be arrested.
And later, is there any reason that they would report that you said you touched her on the butt and that you rubbed her legs?
I was never above the knee, nothing like that. I'm an affectionate guy. I've always been that way.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Why does your child not want to go with you?
She coaches him.
You're a damn liar!
Where did Daddy give you a boo-boo?
She says, Daddy gave me a boo-boo on my back.
No, he doesn't. You're the one that says on your back. You said he takes my son to a motel where they make child pornography.
He was taking him to the hotel.
Lie after lie after lie after lie. I want a restraining order on you.
All new Dr. Phil. That's Monday.
Allie's outrageous lies have completely destroyed our family. Our reputation was completely ruined. Our names were put in the paper, and the whole community was treating us like we were criminals.
People have threatened to beat us up. They've actually shot my mailbox, constantly looking over my shoulder just to see if somebody's following us. I don't think Allie really cares or knows how much she's really hurt the whole family.
Allie doesn't even think it's her fault, and she puts the blame on everybody else.
Ruth says something has to be done about her daughter Allie's lies, which she says have cost them their business and more than $100,000 in legal fees. Now, Allie admits she lies, but she says she doesn't know why and sometimes can't even remember doing it.
I know I have a history of lying. I have said some things in the past that aren't true. When I was a teenager, I lied about pregnancies, Mike pushing me down the stairs, and my dad dying in a car accident. When I tell the stories, I don't know that I'm doing it at the time until people confront me. Sometimes I think to myself, why did I do that? How did I do that? When did I do that? Did I actually do that?
All excuses. She'll say, I forgot, I don't remember. She thinks she can say that to anybody, and it just wipes the slate clean. And that's absolutely not the case.
Mike thinks that my plan all along was to put my mom in jail, which is stupid because I would never do that to my mom. My mom sat my friend and I down and told us that we could lose the house and the horses and that we would have to move if Mike's case went to court. I just felt like she was trying to bribe us. I had no clue that my mom would be arrested. I play a small part in the fact that Mike could do time in jail. I did speak to the detectives, and I told them exactly what my friend had told me. I do not feel that it's all my fault. If Mike did what my friend said that he did, then he deserves to go to jail. Allie
needs to understand the severity of her words. Words can't be taken back. Once you've said a lie, it's out there from now on.
Okay, Allie, I'm glad you're here. Are you glad you're here?
I guess.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I didn't know I was actually going to be coming to the show because they didn't tell me.
They misled you in what way?
They just tricked me into coming.
How old are you?
20.
So you're an adult.
Yes.
So it's your choice.
Right.
Whether you want to be on the show or whether you don't. You don't have to be here if you don't want to be.
Well, I don't, but I'm already here.
Well, no, that's not true. It's not that you're already here. You can already not be here. I would like very much to talk to you because I'd like very much to help you. I mean, you can't like what's going on.
I don't.
I would think you'd want to know, why do I do this? What's my payoff for this? How do I stop doing that? How do I make amends with the people I've lied to and or about? I mean, you're just 20. I mean, you got your whole life ahead of you. Put this behind you, and it can just be crazy kid stuff. But at some point, you got to face it and deal with it. And that's what I help people do, but that's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, what?
I'll say.
Why do you think you lie?
I don't know why I lie.
What's your payoff? Because people don't do things on a repeated basis unless they get a payoff for it. What do you think your payoff is for lying?
I'm not sure.
You just don't have an idea?
No.
Well, people usually lie for one of just a very few reasons. They lie to escape accountability. Like you break a lamp and you tell your mom, I didn't know, I didn't do it. It was broke when I got here. To escape accountability, right? They do it sometimes to get access to things that they wouldn't otherwise have. Or they lie to embellish their reality because they think their life is boring. And so they're not getting payoffs. They're not getting attention, affection, sympathy, praise, whatever. They're not getting the kind of things they want. They think their life is too boring, so they enhance their reality, hoping that they'll get something that they weren't getting. They're sitting there bored, nothing's happening, so they go, well, I'll make up a tragedy. And then people will go, oh, you precious thing, so sorry, what can I do for you? Nobody was saying that before they told the lie, so now they're getting lots of attention and you know, pats on the back and offers for help and comfort, and they go, wow, I told that lie, and all of a sudden everybody was surrounding me and being kind to me and nice, so that worked. What else could I do? Let's see, baby died. Oh, I just miscarried. Oh, you precious thing, what can I do for you? So they learn that you get payoffs for things like that. Do you think that might be part of it? Maybe. That you're kind of bored, you think your life's kind of, ugh. You know, this isn't very exciting and nobody's paying me any attention, so well, I made something up. Maybe I would get attention, and you do, so you go, wow, that worked. Before you know it, one lie leads to another, and then another, and another. You see an ICU, not able to wake up on his own. So many IVs, I'm so scared. Your friend says, he was on Facebook earlier.
It's crazy.
And later, did you do anything inappropriate with that girl?
Absolutely not.
Well, she said you did, and that you attempted to pull her pants down and ask her to have sex with you. Let's talk about some of the things that your parents say that you've lied about over the years. There's been a category about pregnancies, miscarriages, and infertility. On April 25th of 11, you had written, I tried so hard to be happy, I miss my baby so much. A friend responds, he'll always be with you, even if you can't see him. I saw your email address on Facebook, so I used it to send a picture. That was my baby Mason in the picture. So you did get attention, and so you responded with some more information. And then on the 30th of April, you said, Allie, you say, my baby would have been 2. Do you remember doing it?
No.
You have no recollection of that whatsoever?
I don't remember.
When you see it back, does it remind you?
Yes.
You remember doing it now that you see it? 8 months later, Allie, well, I went to the doctors and they said I was pregnant. 5 minutes later, they told me I'd lost the baby due to I can't have kids because of my insides. Sad face. For those 5 minutes, I thought I was going to be a mom. Do you remember doing that?
I don't remember why, but
there's a theme here, and they're all about loss, which gets sympathy and attention. Were you kind of feeling hungry for sympathy and attention?
I'm not sure.
But that would be logical, right? And you do it in that area, and then you do it about people dying. You said, my cousin rolled his truck and he's on life support. They might take him off. They don't know yet. You said to someone, I'm sorry, I just got news that my aunt died in the Joplin tornado. You didn't have an aunt die in a Joplin tornado, right? My dad finally woke up, but now here comes the harder part. He can't see or walk or remember anything and finds it hard to talk. Do you remember saying that? You don't remember saying that at all?
No.
Because that's pretty complex. You went through, like he was in a coma, but he woke up, but now he has these disabilities. That's a pretty complex story to not remember.
I don't remember it.
What do you think about it as you read it?
It's crazy.
What do you mean by crazy?
It's just crazy. I don't know why I did it.
Yeah. A month later, you said, hey, sorry that when you tried to make me laugh today, I didn't. Mom called and said my dad passed away around 10 this morning. Your friend, oh, I'm sorry. Allie, it had to happen someday, so how are you? That's kind of a snap turn. My dad died, how are you? That doesn't really go with December 14th. You say, don't tell anyone I told you this. He, brother, overdosed and was real drunk. He's not doing too well. He's in ICU. Not able to wake up on his own. So many IVs, I'm so scared. Your friend says, he was on Facebook earlier. What did you think when you saw that? Did you think, uh-oh, I've been caught in a lie?
I don't know.
You don't remember that? You said at one point that he was peeping Tom and molested you. Then you said he didn't. And then when this other allegation about him came out, you said, I lied when I said he didn't, he actually did. So you said he did, then you said he didn't, then you said he did. What do you say today?
He didn't.
He did not. Do you understand that that's a serious allegation?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you say that about him or any man in here, that they could wind up going to prison? That they could wind up having to register as a sex offender for the rest of their lives? But as you sit here today publicly, you say that was a lie. He did not peeping Tom you. He did not molest you.
Yes.
So if you have no idea why you did it,
No.
then you could do it again.
Maybe.
Okay, let's take a break. Allie says she's outraged that her mother is taking Mike's side over being inappropriate with their family friend. Ruth says she stands by her man and believes he is innocent of all accusations that are leveled against him. We're going to talk about that when we come back and why Allie feels strongly that her mother is wrong here. We'll be right back.
It really frustrates me that my mom chose to believe Mike's story over my friends who he was being inappropriate with.
I don't know why she feels that way. Mike is completely innocent.
My mom should have believed my friend over a guy she had just recently married. I feel like my mom should have made a better choice.
Allie needs to be honest with herself and have a reality check. Nothing ever happened.
Closed captioning provided by...
What's better than $5,000 a week for life? The Publishers Clearinghouse $5,000 a week forever prize. Win $5,000 a week for your life. Then after that, someone you choose gets $5,000 a week for their life. Enter at PCH.com on February 26th. Win forever.
Looking for 24/7 digestive support? Try Align for a non-stop, sweet treat goodness. Hold on to your tiara kind of day. Live 24/7 with 24/7 digestive support. Try Align, the undisputed #1 GE recommended probiotic.
Ruth and Mike say Allie's hateful lies have cost them relationships with family and neighbors after reading about criminal charges in the local paper. But despite their claims that Allie's lies have ruined their lives, they recently allowed her to move back home.
Against everybody's advice, we allowed Allie to move back into our home.
Before Allie could move in, we made her sign a contract.
Allie agreed to either pay us $200 a month or work 1 hour a day training horses.
On top of signing the agreement to move back in, I had to do it in front of my mom's lawyer. It was like, why?
She hasn't even completely fulfilled that. She went several months, she didn't do anything at all.
I'm not lazy because I'm always doing everything Mike asks. Maybe not at the pace he wants me to do it, but I'm still doing it.
There's a lot of tension between Mike and Allie. We're always walking on eggshells.
There's no telling what she'll do to retaliate if we say or do anything that she doesn't agree with.
Mike is so fed up with Allie, he's pulling his hair out.
We feel like we're a hostage in our own home. If it were up to me, Allie would have never moved back in the house.
Okay, I want to kind of shift gears here. I want to talk about these very serious allegations that have been leveled against the two of you. And we're talking about you right now are facing charges of statutory rape, and this is involving something that is alleged to have happened regarding your conduct with and this is a minor, so we're being very general in saying that it was a family friend. The allegation is not that you raped this girl, but that you attempted statutory rape. Correct?
Correct.
All right. And those charges are pending.
Yes.
Right now. Your beef with Allie, which we'll get to in a minute, is you think she has influenced this person, modeled lying, thrown gas on the fire since the allegations were made, and just generally inflamed the situation to make it worse. Correct? That's how the two of you feel.
Definitely. After stories been told both sides several times, well, this is true, well, it's not true. Well, they made me say it wasn't true. Well, this is true again. Then after a period of time, nobody listened to us at all. They just assumed the negative. They assumed the worst. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing you can do about changing people's minds once a story like that's got out there.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how much you know about my background, but I've been trained as a forensic psychologist. I spent most of my professional career in the litigation arena. I've made recommendations to the court when you're in a he said, she said situation.
Right.
And I can tell you one thing for absolute drop dead certain. You want to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
And there are not versions of the truth. Because I think that when we're talking about children and molestation or abuse, it's a false positive system. You have to believe the child until you have evidence to the contrary. Right. I would rather believe 1,000 children where nothing happened than fail to believe one where something did. So you have to believe the child until you investigate and you find out something happened. You did that. Correct. You did exactly right, Mom. You did, sorry, but you did exactly right. You have to believe the child until you find out otherwise. And you believe that you did find out otherwise.
Yes, I did.
But you were arrested.
Yes.
You were taken to the police station?
Yes.
Did they Mirandize you?
Yes, they did.
And they took a statement?
Yes, they did.
And they recorded that statement?
Yes.
What did you tell them?
I just told them the truth. You know, I told them that it didn't happen. I've never had a thought like that about a child in my life. I would never touch a child in any way, shape, or form. I talked about conversations that we'd had later that afternoon because they asked in detail about different conversations I'd had with that friend of the family. And I just told the truth.
I don't know how many times you've been interviewed for statutory rape, but I would think that would be kind of a standout moment in your life.
Well, it was a long 2-3 hour process in the middle of the night that was very stressful.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil. Does his ex have incriminating video?
Where is the video?
The police have it.
The police can't find it.
Well, where's your copy of it?
Nobody's believing me, Dr. Phil, and he's making everybody think I'm going nuts.
That's Monday.
She said that you came in and you were on the bed with her.
Right, that's what she said.
Right?
Yes.
And that you touched her inappropriately.
Right.
That you tried to pull down her pants and ask her to have sex with you.
That's what she said.
And that you then said, don't tell anybody about this.
That's what she said, yes.
Yeah. Did that happen at any time?
Nothing like that, no. We had a conversation, but I would never tell her. I told her not to say about Christmas presents, not to talk about, you know, Christmas things that we had talked about the day before, but nothing like that at all. We're very open and close. We've never had any kind of issues.
Well, the
like
police
that.
Record these.
Right.
What did you tell the police happened?
Sure.
Did you say you lay on the bed?
I don't believe so. I probably sat there because we hid a big Christmas present underneath it. It was a 5-foot-tall mirror that was.
Did you say
it.
that you touched her on the buttocks?
I don't believe so, no.
Did you say you touched her on the legs?
No.
But
it wasn't
not in
unusual.
a sexual way?
Right. It wasn't unusual to, you know, pat her and say something just like my grandkids or any of the kids. And I was very honest and open. I had no reason not to be. I've done nothing wrong.
You did not tell the police that you touched her on the buttocks?
I don't believe so, no. I mean, it wasn't unusual.
Well,
I patted her on the butt before.
These are not things that you fail to remember.
Right, this is a year ago.
I don't know how many times you've been interviewed. I don't know how many times you've been interviewed for statutory rape.
Right.
But I would think that would be kind of a standout moment in your life.
Well, it was a long 2-3 hour process in the middle of the night that was very stressful, and they twisted a lot and changed a lot.
I'm just curious about what you said.
I said I've never touched any child in a sexual way in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not saying that you did. I'm not saying you did. I'm asking you.
Child on the butt, just like I do my grandchildren here and there. It happens. I've done it. Everybody that's had children have done that from time to time. You know, but as far as touching any child in a sexual way, absolutely not.
No, I'm not saying you did.
Right.
Believe me.
And I know I said exactly that.
Is there any reason that they would report that you said you touched her on the butt and that you rubbed her legs?
I may have said something like that, because I have touched her knee several times, never above the knee, nothing like that. You know, that's just a normal thing. You know, that I'm an affectionate guy, I've always been that way, but I've never, ever had any kind of thought like that in my life.
And you touched her on the butt?
Very possible. I have many times, but never a squeeze, just, you know, a pat on the butt, but never a squeeze or anything like what was said.
And did you say, don't tell anybody about this, they'll blow it all out of proportion?
We talked about Christmas when we talked about that day. And yes, I told her not to tell about the Christmas presents and things, but absolutely not about things like that.
Did you indicate that you had had a sexually inappropriate conversation with her concerning prior sexual abuse?
We had talked about prior sexual with other family friend.
During that conversation?
During that conversation. Which in court, she said she just interpreted that differently.
So you did have a conversation with her involving sexual content?
About how she felt if that person was around at Christmas time. Because it was totally up to her, is what we said. If she wanted that person around or not, if she said no, that person wasn't going to be around. And that was the only conversation. We were trying to figure out what Christmas was going to be like that year.
You understand, the most dangerous lie is the one that has a kernel of truth.
Exactly.
And what you're saying is, did I touch her on the leg? Probably.
Right.
Did I pat her on the butt? Probably.
Right.
Did I get on the bed? Yes. Did I say, don't, did I talk to her about sex, sexual content during this time? Yes. Did I say, don't tell anybody about this? Yes.
I'd had any idea. I'd had a lawyer. I had any idea there was going to be those kind of accusations.
There's more to this story, and we're going to talk about some very critical and telling elements right after the break.
Counselors have told us that the reason Allie lies is because of severe depression brought on by a rape when she was very young by someone known to the family.
Regardless, I don't think it's an excuse for Allie to come up with these crazy, outrageous lies about innocent people.
Allie's hiding behind all her lies. And she's playing us and acting like she's stupid.
She likes the attention and the drama, and that's completely disturbing to me.
We're back talking about some very serious allegations that have been leveled against Mike and his wife, Ruth. Allie is here because she is involved in this situation, has an opinion about it, and has made similar allegations against Mike in the past. Now, Ruth, after this got started, you were accused of witness tampering. Right. You were accused of going in behind and trying to bribe this family friend, right, to change her story.
Correct.
Did you do that?
I did not do that, no.
In fact, you were accused of it to the point that you were actually arrested.
Yep.
And you were put in jail.
Yes.
If you didn't do it, why were you accused of it to the point of being charged and put in jail?
Because that's what they said I did, and it's guilty until proven innocent. Because
what you were quoted as saying is, we're going to lose horses, we're going to lose all of these things
I just told
if you go forward with
that we
this.
had to sell everything because we had to pay our bills.
There was a puppy involved. It was alleged that you said you'll get a change your story, you'll get a puppy.
I never told them that.
When you heard this, you guys felt like she jumped all over this story.
Yeah. Well, in the discovery, we read the statements, and it showed that all the evidence was Allie making these statements.
Do you think she was trying to bribe anyone to change their story?
At the time, I kind of felt that way, but she wasn't. She was just kind of pointing out everything that we were going to lose.
Uh-huh. Well, that's kind of reality, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this has been very expensive. I understand that the two of you volunteered to take lie detector tests.
Yes.
Administered by the Sheriff's Department in your county, correct?
Oh, it's by our lawyers.
We went farther to get mine done, so that they would be independent and non-biased.
Not by the same person.
Right.
And I've seen the lie detector test. I've read the test. I've seen the protocol. And they ask you questions about whether or not you did what?
If I tampered with the witness.
If you tampered with witnesses, attempted to bribe people to change their story or change their testimony. And did you pass or fail the polygraph?
I passed.
You passed the polygraph. And you were tested on what?
If I attempted statutory rape or had touched a child inappropriately or anything like that. And
did you pass or fail that polygraph test?
I passed.
You've made allegations, but then changed those, and you now say he never did that to you. Do you think she's telling the truth?
I do.
Do you think she believes something happened?
Yes.
Do you think it did?
I think so.
So you think he's guilty?
Yes. I don't think she would lie about something like that. Just because I lie doesn't mean she does.
We're going to find out why Mike did not accept a plea deal that would have sent him to jail for just a matter of days when we come back.
I'm working really hard to clear my name and get these charges dropped. My wife and I have both taken lie detector tests. We've proved beyond any reasonable doubt that we haven't done anything wrong, but there's still charges pending. The prosecutors offered me a plea deal of misdemeanor assault, which could get me 15 days in jail. But I'm not going to plead to anything like that when I know I've done nothing wrong. It makes me furious that I've got to defend myself for something I didn't do.
Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
You were offered a plea deal.
Yes.
You said no.
Yes. They offered me misdemeanor assault, and which carries a maximum sentence of 15 days in jail and a small fine, which is ridiculous, and there's just no way I'm going to plead to something like that because I've never touched a child. Even this situation, in all of her communication, Her first communication with the person she originally reported it to, he asked her, did he touch you? And she said, no, he didn't touch me. In every communication. Then yet she went on to say things that I touched her leg or rubbed her belly and yada, 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 which is ridiculous.
Well, she said you did, and that you attempted to pull her pants down and ask her to have sex with you. Did you do anything inappropriate with that girl?
Absolutely not.
If you did what she said you did, shame on you. If you didn't do what she said you did, shame on you for being stupid. You are a grown man with a teenage girl in the house. You have to avoid even the appearance of impropriety. Now, I'm sorry that it's that way, but it's that way. You are opening yourself up, and you are doing it in a situation where, have you had a little bit of a red flag warning?
Yeah.
You've already been accused of peeping Tom and molestation. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Now, in a public forum, she says, no, he didn't. Viperous lying is a vicious, vicious weapon. She has said to you, I don't know why I do this. Sometimes I don't even remember doing it. And I don't know whether I'll do it again or not.
Right.
You are in a situation where you have somebody living in a basement apartment that has accused you and you of criminal conduct that has landed both of you in jail. Now, does that mean you just throw her away? No. But you must protect yourself. And I tell you, there is a wonderful program that I would make available to you that's called On-Site. And it's on a ranch in Tennessee that is spectacular. And they put together really customized, intensive programs for people to really help them deal with trauma in their lives. It's very therapeutically intensive to help them gain insight into who they are and what they want. And Miles Adcox is the executive director there. I've spoken with him, and he has agreed to invite you there for a period of time and get you a running start on getting a grip on this whole thing, and then continue an outpatient program with you when you go back home. I think you would absolutely love it. We're going to stop at this point and leave it here. We'll see you next time. I'm so glad that you stayed. I really am.